Hello, I am John, and today I'm going to play TWW2 games. I have been waiting for a while. Ever since I first saw about it, which I think was like one of the first days they released, saying that they were making this and everything. I have been bloody waiting for this. Anyway.
We must preserve
I have already started the
world.
game, so I have played a fair bit, and I have watched a lot of videos. Like, if you want some very good, some people who actually know how to play the game and everything, check out Surreal Beliefs, I think Lionheart. I don't know, I don't watch him. I've watched Surreal Beliefs, watched the video of Air of Carthage, I just don't know. That doesn't help. But anyway, so there are four guys. Cetra, who is kind of the main melee guy. Most of them are actually really good at melee, but he can actually cast spells as well from the before that was released, which helps a lot. We've got our main caster guy, who I think is actually but he's going to be who we're playing as. Grand Aerophant Contest. Or Hierophant. I don't know, I'm just going to say Aerophant. Then we got High Queen Kalita, the snake woman. Kind of obvious. She's carrying a snake staff. She's got, I believe, twin snake tails there on the crown. And after the green shot, she summons in a pair of necro serpents. And she gives her a whole entire army poison down. That's really fucking vampires. That's really hate vampires. And then we got Archie Black, who really loves vampires because he was the first necromancer. Best friend, basically. And to the point where he can actually create them. I am playing him, but I'm playing him with Mortal Empires. But, and I've blown off the mortuary already got played. Anyway, we are going to be getting in with Grand Aerophant Contest. I don't know a lot of the lore stuff, but I can kind of explain what there is. Be quiet. This is awesome.
The sands of time ravage all. Mortals, monuments, even civilizations cannot stand against it. Their remnants lost beneath the dunes, awaiting discovery. By the brave, or foolish.
What's that? Shh. I can hear something. Come here, quiet.
Like time itself, the living are not welcome in Nehekara. For this is the land of the dead, ruled by the Tomb Kings, where only the expired may serve. The mortuary cult were the first to deny death's embrace, if not the ravages of time. Lich Lord Kartep seeks to return the cult to Cetra's grace. Eternity was promised, but the Tomb Kings awoke to unlife, no longer beatific sovereigns. Their kingdoms as decayed as their bodies. The glory of Khemri lost, forgotten. omen. The Black Pyramid stirs, but does not wake. A vessel of untold power, awaiting a new master. But it remains sealed. The Lich Priests are tasked with finding access. They venture deep into the catacombs, seeking clues. Discovering an obelisk inscribed with hieroglyphs as old as the desert gods. The answer lies in the 9 books of Nagash, the original tomes of undead lore, authored by the Arch-Necromancer. Due to the turbulence of the vortex across the ocean, not 9, but only 5 books are needed. Then, the pyramid shall open. Time has seen the books lost, scattered. Other Tomb Kings will seek them, for all desire the Black Pyramid. Begin the search. Raise your warriors. The legions of Khemri march to war.
So, yeah. Undead awesomeness. Yeah. So, yeah. I am playing as this guy. He is the kind of...
His wish exiled me to roam these frozen and barren lands of Nagaroth. But they will not stop me from still serving my king. I have failed him once in the search for unlife, but I shall not fail again. I yearn to journey back to Khemri, past the bestial hordes that war with us, and across the cold mountains, harboring a dark, chaotic magic as unsubtle as it is destructive. If I am to return to Nekara, I must find safe passage. The coast is guarded by high elves, and the great ocean filled with peril. Yet these lands of the dark elves and the jungles of Lustria may yet still provide what the mortuary cult seeks. The path to the day of awakening. The answers are hidden in the Black Pyramid. But to gain entry, I must seek out the books of Nagash. These tomes of our arch-enemy are the key to our ultimate purpose and King Setera's grace.
Okay, thank you for interrupting me, sir. Anyway, that's the Great Aeroplans concept. Hold on a second, I just need to check some shit. I don't fucking care. I don't need to... I am not doing the tutorial. I know how to play the game, god damn it. Oh, I can see it. Over here, like, around Sildrator, I saw a rock in the water. I think that might be really good. Dark one. Oh, what the dick? Leave them alone. It will be fine. It will be fine. also pretty useful. But yeah. So, Doom King are awesome. So basically, by the way, I do have a couple mods, but stuff like this are more or less, well, they are actually literally the same as, like, this is one of the benefits that is going to be given to every single faction. If anything, it hinders mine because I don't have a spare space to put all of these extra points into. But yeah. That really does nothing for me for a good, like, ever, almost. Turn off the jar order. That's gonna help me. Hold on. Live battle. Okay, so one of the big things about, at least the faction I'm playing right now, is, well, just in general, is they used to be these sort of weird Egyptian people. Well, they used to be like Egyptian people. Or, that's kind of what they're based off. They are based off of the ancient Egyptians. It's kind of obvious because of all of their names. Bloody pyramid with the scarabs on it. The fact that everything is like tomb or like crypt, or not crypt, but like they're just Egyptian like almost everything. Anyway, so they used to rule in like the olden days back before the Empire was ever a thing. And for a very long time, they were perfect. They had their own nice little desert, which wasn't really a desert. And they were just really good. Okay, you gotta be a bitch. Fuck. So, they were individual city-states that were all kind of ruled by one individual kind of city-state. So each of the individual cities was ruled by its own king, but all of them sort of followed the command of this one city that was named Kemri, or Kemri, as this guy pronounces it. Really, if I'm not mistaken, it can be pronounced either way, Kemri or Kemri. It just depends on whether or not you pronounce it like Arabic something or other. I don't know, I'm not good at pronunciations. But, yeah, or I'm kind of good at pronunciations, I'm not good at languages. That's the thing. Anyway, so that was the City of Kings. Whoever ruled Kemri ruled all of Nehekara. So after a long time of peace, something or other happened, and then everything went to shit. And I do mean that quite literally, because all of their everything just went to shit. And again, I do mean that quite literally, because all of their... I still keep fucking up what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying shit quite literally when I'm trying to actually say something that means something. So all of the resources in the desert, the desert started drying up, which is basically death. All of the rivers just stopped flowing. Disease started spreading rampant. It is literally like the gods man. The god said, no, fuck you guys. You guys aren't doing anything for us, so go fuck yourselves. More or less, that is what happened. So, it kept that way until one guy came. That is King Cetra. So, Cetra came in, and he became the king of Kemri. He was a very bad king, but he was a very effective king. What I mean by bad is he was kind of nasty. He was a very egotistical dick who was just a fucking fucktard home to home. But he got the job done, and he got it done quite well. So you can give him props for that. Quite a lot of props for that fact. But yeah. Anyway, so he was intelligent. Everyone kept saying, what all of the priest kings kept saying, or what all the priests kept saying was, the gods have abandoned us. We need to show them that we still love them. So he was like, you know what? Fine, let's go do that. He does a big thing, sacrifices his children, asking the gods to restore Nehekara, or just Khemri, because he's plot, to his former glory. And for the first time in, like, ages, the river that provides all of the lifeblood for Khemri, and basically a good most of Nehekara, floods, bringing new life and just restoring the place completely, which is always a good thing. And so he became what was known as Priest King, the first of many, because he held the power of the gods and held the power of all his armies and everything. He became a big conquering asshole who decided to go say F you from north, south, east, and west. More or less, he just conquered everywhere and held almost the entirety of the continent, I believe. At least by what I know of the old world geography. I believe he did hold the entirety, or at least almost the entirety of it. So, as he was getting into his old age, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna die soon. I don't want to die. No mortal can kill me, no disease can kill me. It's gonna be my own frickin' body saying, no, you're too old. Go die. That's gonna kill me. And he didn't want to have any of that. He didn't like that concept. And frankly, I can't completely blame him. I mean, who wants to die at old age? Especially when they're this really badass dude who has, like, conquered from sea to not really all that terribly shiny sea. Look at that thing. That thing ain't shiny. That thing is dark as hell. Anyway. So, he founded this thing called the Mortuary Cult, which is where my guy comes in. My guy is one of the big Mortuary Cult people. See? And so, the King Cetra, was like, you know what? Make me immortal. I want you to find me the secret to eternal life. So, they worked on it. And unfortunately, they didn't get there in time. But what they did do is preserve his body as perfectly as possible. Which is, you know, mummification and all that stuff, which pretty goddamn good, if I have to say so myself. Mummification is really useful for preserving the body and whatnot. And anyway, so once they did that, you know, time moved on. Khemri started to fall apart little bits here and there, but it was still, you know, it was still okay. Everything was, actually, if I'm not mistaken, everything was fine up until this guy named Nagash came in and fucked everything up. Nagash is the first necromancer. He was put into the Mortuary Cult because it had gained massive power because, you know, every single king wants to outdo all the other ones and be brought back into this sort of eternal life where the whole Mortuary Cult people were saying, oh, when we awaken you on the great day of awakening, you will be brought back into a golden paradise and you will rule over everything. Yeah, funny thing, that was said to, like, over 1,000 other kings. Along with you. So, yeah, I kind of don't think that's real. I think they were just literally bullshitting. Quite literally bullshitting. I mean, they still probably believed that their empire and everything would remain, but, I mean, who could predict, like, Nagash, like, the first necromancer coming in and saying, hey, I want everything to be dead, so that I may rule over everything. since that's more or less what Nagash did. Nagash kind of came into the mortuary cult, learned how to perfect the art of basically eternal youth. Gave it to himself, I believe, and started raising undead and tried to do war with, and tried to do a war to, actually, no, not yet. First, he killed his brother, because his brother was the king of Kemri. He was the king of Nehekar. They do a weird thing, apparently, where the firstborn gets put into the mortuary cult and the secondborn gets to be the ruler. That's a really odd system, but I guess the mortuary cult was more powerful than the kings. So, I guess I can't completely blame them. They did do intelligently. Anyway, yeah, the Arrow Titan. Only reason why I chose these guys. Because this thing will destroy entire armies almost on its own completely. And stop these fools from running. I don't really like runners. Runners are annoying. Okay. Could you not? Anyway, so Nagash comes in, he murders his brother, takes the throne, starts a reign of terror, where it basically is like the old ages coming back. Like everything just starts to be that. I'm trying to remember what I learned. It's not doing very good because all I remember is like one or two videos, like one of which was a lore video and the other one was Surreal Belief talking about the first chunk of lore in my notes, and I've just paraphrased it quite heavily, quite stupidly. But yeah, so eventually the kings come together and say, you know what, Nagash, get off that fucking throne. Nagash says, okay, I will. Now you have to go through an entire army of undead. And this was like before the whole concept of undead, vampires, and all that stuff. Like, vampires didn't even exist at this point in time. That is how old and ancient these guys are. Vampires didn't even exist. Nowadays, they're very bloody prevalent, or at least in this Warhammer universe, they are pretty bloody prevalent. They have a couple lands. They've got pirate vampires. They got all this cool stuff.
Send them to the realm of souls.
Ooh. Oh, that costs care now. I'll pay it. Because bloody cheaper than what they would. Anyway, so yeah, and one of the biggest things that
Those that serve your cause gain experience.
Oh my god. Oh wait, where's the advisor?
Those that serve your cause gain experience over time.
I set you to minimal.
Be sure to guide their development to your advantage.
Oh my god.
Oh,
but yeah, so they, this is the first time that, skeletons and zombies and stuff have started raising from the dead. So a lot of the cities kind of fell. Because, no one really knew how to fight an undead, dude. You punch it in the face, it's gonna keep coming at you. You cut off its arm, it's gonna keep coming at you. And if it kills your buddy is now a part of their army. That's one of the biggest things about the undead, and one of the things that I wish this game did, was the more they kill, the more their army is bolstered. It is just like an endless tide. So eventually the necrotext, because everyone was obsessed with death, probably even to this day, they're hyper obsessed with death and death metaphysics, all because of the mortuary cult and the power that it started to instill. Cults are very powerful. Don't read. So yeah, they decided. So the Necrotechs were the guys who built the tombs. They also built other things like statues to guard the tombs and everything. So them, Lich Priests, and some other magical people came together and then took those statues that they made, like the arrow type, and put the souls of dead Nehekaran warriors into it from this place called the Realm of Souls, which is what they believe all of their warriors go to when they die. So once they did that, not only were the undead legions now fighting living, breathing humans who could actually think for themselves, they were also fighting these like 10-foot, 15-foot, 30-foot statues of like stone. So you know how easily they started crumbling. You know, Nagash eventually lost. But after that, everything was in turmoil because, I mean, eventually it stabilized a little bit. But now the Mortuary cult was under such scrutiny because they didn't want to repeat Nagash. And then Lamia, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was Lamia. Becomes the first vampire. They are hyper obsessed with trying to keep their immortal youth, so they, or eternal youth, trying to keep their youth. Well, I don't know anyway. They tried to replicate Nagash's elixir that gave him eternal youth. Only they fuck it up a little bit, and thus become blood-hungry creatures that will always stay that will always stay young, but will eventually die should they not have flesh or blood. Yeah, not. I don't think I think I'd be willing to give up my youth instead of becoming a blood-crazy fiend. I don't know about you guys, but I'd much rather grow old and die than become a blood-crazed fiend. So, after being chased off, they eventually found the gas, helped them raise a whole new army of dead from the north. Because of the fact that it was all barbarians and everything, because again, there was no empire, so it was a free empire, so all the humans were in little tribes. And then they tried again. If not mistaken, the second time, I think they also failed. But Nagash was not. He was irritated. Before he had built the pyramid, I forgot to mention that. But he had built this pyramid that was called Black Pyramid. Black Pyramid is Nagash, and it increased his power. So they were like, dude, you already have enough power. Get over it. Stop. Please. And Nagash was like, no. I want more. And more. And more. And then some more. And maybe a little bit more. Anyway, so he uses that and an incantation and just wipes Nehekara. Just wipes all of the life off completely. And that's only the beginning of the spell. Because the end of the spell is all the undead rise in the middle, and all the undead serve me, which is his final. So he will basically control an entire continent of people. Almost. He'll control a chunk of it. Yay! More money and stuff. So, yeah. Nagash is a crazy bastard. But the king who was reigning then, when it got stopped, this guy by the name of Alcatazar. Yeah, Alcatazar. Alcazar. Nah, I don't think this guy is. I think it's Alcatazar. Anyway, so he was locked away in a tomb because he had tried to fight Nagash. So he wasn't exactly locked away in a tomb, he was locked in a cell. So he was the only living thing left. Except for underground. Alcatazar was visited as Nagash was doing the spell and didn't realize that underground creatures were a thing. Alcatazar was visited by these strange, cloaked rat men. Sound familiar? They gave him, looky here, a warped stone blade, and told him to go kill Nagash. Well, they probably just kind of, you know, go kill the crazy man for us, please. Since, you know, no one liked Nagash, least of all the Skaven, probably. I don't know completely, but I remember an image as the whole, like, war thing was going through. I believe the YouTuber's name is A Real-Time Strategy, or Real-Time Strategy. Anyway, I watched his war video. That's interesting-ish. I like gameplay. That's the reason why I'm doing it for you guys, so that you guys don't have to listen to... don't have to listen to a fuck ton of lore, and not have something to get out of it, such as interesting stuff. Ooh, I can actually get the fucking stop right now. Sure, fuck it. Fuck it off a little bit. Actually, pretty good. I'll put them now. For now, I'll put them in, since I like to have a second army that's just full of these, like, special guys. And whatever that army specializes in, well, it gets that as well. Since each of these guys specializes in. So yeah, after Alcatazar went up and killed Nagash, all of the, like, undead had risen. But yeah, Alcatazar, I think, perished right then and there. Because, well, simply put, he was kind of an old man, he was kind of beat down, probably starved, because, you know, he was being held captive by undead, you don't eat flesh, and, yeah. So, the Tomb Kings kind of rise, and they're kind of like, why do I look weird? Why am I not in a golden paradise? Why is hell on earth right here? A lot of them went crazy and started trying to kill their ancestors or, like, descendants. So, like, the first in the dynasties fought the last in the dynasty, and so on and so forth. Until Cetra rises, because his tomb was the best of them all, because it was the first one, and he was kind of a badass. I've kind of been trashing him a little bit, but he was seriously a badass. I am not even going to lie about that. Like, if there was anyone who deserved to be it would probably him. Okay, no, I didn't put it right back. There we go. So, he went out after being risen and was like, why is everyone fighting? So after kicking the ass of a couple guys, they all start to realize, oh shit, this is Cetra. We only heard about him in the record books. Or, you know, the older one, oh shit, this is Cetra. He's a badass. I know that guy. Shit. We need to listen to him. So, Cetra asks Kateb, what the fuck happened? Since Kateb has actually been alive all this time, kind of. Since, as they said, he found the secret to immortal life. They found that way before the secret to immortal youth, and way after the secret to preserving the body. So, but, you know, as you can see, it really didn't help that much because his body was actually dried out anyway, and he became disgusting looking. that this guy he decided to wrap himself because I think he may have lost an eye and a mouth. Anyway, so he asked, "What the hell has happened so far? I've been dead for all this time. What happened?" So Kotep tells him the history. Tells him about Nagash, tells him about all the things before Nagash, tells him about all the things after, starting with when Cetra died. Yeah, died. After listening, Cetra says bye, exiles Kotep, and tells most if not all of the other Tomb Kings to go back to slumber. I will call upon you later. So yeah, Kotep's in exile, stuff and things, and now I can start talking about the gameplay itself. Because we've got my heavily paraphrased lore out of the way. In like probably 20 to 30 minutes. I am bad at this if you didn't know. But I didn't need to fight this fight, but you know what? I kind of want to because it is the unending horde. Okay, so some of the features that I can talk about is this. Realm of Souls. Sorry, because of how I have to record in the window, so I have to fit it, but since this game is kind of retarded, like, some of this is technically matched up, and my cursor is small. I mean, fortunately not all of it is microscopic, but some of it is really big as well. Like, this usually is this massive. Anyway, so one of the biggest things is this, the Realm of Souls, which, the more units I lose, my units will occasionally heal. Which is all fine and dandy and everything, but over half the time I've realized it really doesn't do that much until you get to Soul 3, which will give you Ushabti, which are one of the most powerful units. End discussion. Because your Ushabti are basically your monsters in history. Who are kind of badasses. I always like to keep the necroprotective thing. So, yeah. Another thing is all their units are free. They just have caps. As we saw while I was recruiting these guys and these guys, I only have a number. Everything except for these guys are a number. So, yeah. Should I just set this slow mode? I keep forgetting it's like reversed. What looks right. Probably send you down the middle with probably send both directions. Well, sure. There. Oh god, you should go there. You should go there. Hold on. U4, go there. U4, go there. U2, go there. Got it. Yeah, though, this is one of the special things that they added. These guys called, well, these special units which are, like, I mean, a lot of people keep equating them to the Regiments of Renown, but these guys have their own Regiments of Renown. They're just unlocked way later. Like, the first one is unlocked at level 10, and it's just, like, some better spearmen who have poison. Like, that's not the only thing that makes them better, but that is the only thing better. They do have improved stats. I will give them that much. They do have improved stats. But they are impressive. I will admit, like, the Flock of Jaw is pretty good, and so is the Spearmen, which I believe are the Scorpion Leeches in the head. Something like that. Or Fatak. I think they're the Scorpion Leeches in Fatak. I'm not positive. I'm bad at this kind of shit. But yeah. So these guys are actually kind of more like the blessed spawns, or those special units that you kind of got in the Norse campaign, and you played the Norse campaign, wherein you got high enough allegiance to one god or another. That is so fucking slow. He's a beast, but like a giant, he's slow. But like a giant, he's a beast. So there's, drawbacks to advantages. But most of these really giant. Well, that was actually really easy. Well, actually, what was I expecting? I literally said I could have automated this, I just bloody wasn't paying attention. No one really killed that terribly many units. They just kind of said, fuck this, we're gone. That's entertaining. They just literally said, no, we're good. We don't really want to fight them. Okay, now I have to control the entire province, which eventually get to. But before I do much with that, I'm going to talk about the reason why is because he's got a special this thing, and I remember the first, or not, yeah, no, it's this thing. And I remember the first thing for this is search ruins. And I know I'm going to eventually get a quest anyway that says search ruins. So, why not kill two birds with one stone and just search those ruins and get one of the 600 something. Oh, so he's actually going to switch this. That's actually kind of nice, getting more Team Bird. And then he's also going to make fortune stuff, but he's just playing. What am I talking about? There's special items. This is one of the best units you can get in the game, the Casting of Souls, or at least for these guys. It is another special thing, which is... I can actually get that right now? Holy shit! I have a lot of money. Nice. Yeah, one of the biggest things about these guys, everyone keeps saying that their income is this. Yes, that is true, but that's because you don't have a background. All of the other races, because of the fact that they have upkeep, have a background income. Anyway. So yeah, these guys are really cool. Kind of inaccurate, but really cool. And, okay, no, they don't actually have anything that nearby. They just greatly increase the power reserves of magic. Actually, it's good. 6 so far. That's pretty good, actually. Not so much, but though, yeah. This is kind of another big thing, which I didn't barely show off, is the mortuary. They decided to add this in to sort of add an extra element of RPG shit, but I don't really use it much for the weapons and stuff. And eventually I will use it for the weapons in both this campaign and the other one. But you have to do a lot of trading resources. It also makes the trade resources actually worth it then, instead of just a little bit of extra income. It's now a little bit of extra income, which seems only 78 per turn. A little can go a long way. It's also just great because, as I said, these guys are kind of overpowered. Like, these guys, who are ethereal. Basically, ethereal is, they have 7% physical resistance. So just take those warriors that I have, that got over 100 kills, give them 70% physical resistance and magical attacks. Now upgrade that 100 to 200 and add in a 50 or 2, and you got about what these guys can kill per game. Then we got these guys. Well, first we've got the Quackjaw, who are much more powerful, much more tanky. Carrion, because Carrion normally has like 24 hit. These guys have 10 health. Yeah, they've even got more health, so each unit has a lot more health. Faster, more leadership, more in like almost every single more in it, like every single stat except for the defense. And the capability to rain down from above. Along with fire and natural attack, which always helps. Certainly always helps. So I want to now continue destroying people. Okay, so do another, not do another one. And whatever. Ooh. Now I have two places of actually being positive. Not bad, not bad. I'm perfectly fine with having an obelisk there. And eventually I'll have to move this place away. Moving it is going to cost me a lot of money. I'd much rather just keep it as it is now. Call it this. That's some it's not really in the way, that's it. It's no. Though, yeah. I mean, another big thing about the research is it's tons of like individual mini webs. So it's actually kind of like, I don't really want to say it's kind of like the Empire. It's actually more like the other undead faction. Only instead of 4, it's like 7 mini webs, which just provides a ton of followers. This is a really good one, though, at least in my opinion, because one of the big things about them, since you've got the Realm Souls, is you want a lot of your units to get, you want a lot of your basic infantry to get to low health, so that you can heal all of your better troops, infantry that have got low health. Death Blow is a buff that is so far really only on Slayers and whatnot, because this game kills at times. That buffs, I believe, their weapon, their like melee attack charge, maybe weapon damage, I don't remember. I remember it does melee attack, I know that much. So basically they hit a lot harder the lower health they are. Or when they get like 20% or below. Which is pretty good. Especially when, you can literally just throw units and say, I don't really give a shit. Where the hell did that enemy army go? It just kind of vanished. Oh, hello, Stegodon. Yeah, it's a Stegodon. I know, it looks like a Triceratops. But Tricerodon sounds retarded. I don't know why. Tricerodon sounds stupid. Hell. Sorry to offend anyone. I know that word in actual reality means slow, but oh my god, I haven't even shown the match, which is actually the victory thing. So sure, this is Vortex campaign, but these guys don't care about the Vortex all that much. Actually, they don't care about it at all.
The next level.
Which I kind of actually do appreciate. Some people don't, but I do. Because, sure, it doesn't give them the big thing to go against the enemies that are trying to get the Vortex first. They're trying to stop them from getting ahead of you. See, though, if I get this guy up to level 6, so if I get Concept up to level 6... Okay, yeah. Just what I expected. That went in.
A new
One of the few things that I can appreciate is everything prison. Nice, I have the Cassar, I have the Hoth, I have 5,000 for the Hoth. I will get myself a tune. Definitely tune.
restore Nega.
Though, this guy might actually be one of my Ushabti things, because he buffed the Ushabti a little bit with the melee attack and melee defense. And yeah, Ushabti great bows. Powerful. I have yet to see them in combat, but alone knowing the fact that they're probably basically just like 18, or at least with my settings, probably 16 or 18. Freaking like bolt throwers. That is bloody powerful. Yeah, 12 bolt throwers. Or at the very least 12 armor-piercing missiles that probably go through shields. I wouldn't be surprised if they also have the like bolt thrower effect where they can knock back people and everything. Or like against Orion's basic attack. Some of them great. Not bad, not bad. I am willing to do that. Because then I can get myself a money pot, or maybe some more recruit. Yeah. I should probably end it here. I've only done like 9 turns, but it's been like 45 minutes to almost an hour. 45 minutes for you guys, not for me. So, I should probably decide it. I like to call these saves YouTube so that I remember, yes, this is YouTube. Anyway, so next time, hopefully tomorrow, if I can for and or have time, we will be continuing to expand. Hopefully we'll take these places. Ooh, palm place cards. No, I got it. Well, we'll do that a lot for me instead. Anyway. Oh. Anyway, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure whatever. More games. Continuing the expansion, and Kotep shall reign supreme in the north. West. Yeah, northwest. This is basically Canada. Not even gonna lie. This is North America. This is Middle America. This is South America. Like, they kind of very loosely base them off of real continents, but they do look like real continents. Like, up here, like, this is like North America. This is like Canada, which, yes, is a part of North America, but for now kind of separate because, you know, the United States is like the United States. And, like, this is like Maine. And this is like very weird and good fun. Anyway, I'm getting off track like I usually do. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Tell me if you want some more or more of some other games. I will be doing more of this, no matter what, because it's just fun. I'm hoping that this gets more views than my Shadow Warrior, which so far has not. Sad about that. Shadow Warrior is a great game. Yeah, check it out. Check out my Shadow Warrior. I know I'm self-promoting, but it's great. Anyway, without further ado, before I continue rambling for another couple minutes, I about pressed the end turn button. That's the wrong button. Bye.